Hi guys, welcome back. So usually at this point you see me turning on the machine, putting some coffee into the grinder, and then getting some coffee into the coffee basket. But today we're doing something different, something very different. So today we're actually going to pan to the stovetop and we're going to make some Turkish coffee. This is a request that came from one of our viewers, Robert. Thanks for the suggestion, Robert. Now, we don't make Turkish coffee very often, but we do make it at least once a week as my wife likes it a lot. So today, I'll be using one of the Turkish coffee pots and the Turkish coffee specific cups to make our coffee. Now, today, you'll see me make two versions of the Turkish coffee. One will be the traditional version, and the other will be my version that I've created where I add a little bit of milk. This is purely for my taste and it's not traditional or authentic. And here's the coffee that we're going to be using today. This is pre-ground coffee that was imported from Europe. I know I'm not using fresh coffee here, but I don't have a grinder that can grind fine enough for Turkish coffee. And frankly, I don't want to buy another grinder. So pre-ground will have to do. Notice how fine the grind is for Turkish coffee? It's kind of incredible actually. It is too fine. If you try to put this into an espresso machine, you would absolutely choke it, and I don't think you would see even a drop of coffee. So let's get started with making coffee. The first thing you're going to need is cold water, and I mean ice cold water for this. Also, if you like sugar with your coffee, this would be the part where you put sugar in it and stir it before you add the coffee. But I don't, so I'm going to go directly with the coffee. Also notice I'm not measuring the coffee here, and that's because with Turkish coffee, you don't generally measure it, you use spoonfuls. So for me, 2 spoonfuls it is, and that's all I need. Okay, so now we have the coffee in the stovetop, and the gas burner is turned to low to give the coffee enough time to simmer and release that flavor. Now essentially all we're going to be doing is stir the coffee for about 10 to 15 seconds and then just let it warm up for a bit. Then we'll come back to it again and stir it for a little bit longer. I'll go ahead and fast forward this part just a little bit. I'm sure you don't want to sit here and just watch the coffee spinning. So I would say at this point, we're at the halfway mark of the coffee. So I'll go ahead and stir it just a little bit longer here. And the reason I do that is that I want to ensure that that crema is mixed really well with the coffee. So I stirred it just a little bit. Now I'll pull back and just watch the coffee and specifically look at the bubbles that are being created around the pot. Now that the coffee is hot, I've turned up the heat a little bit higher, we can go a little bit faster. I'm also watching those bubbles on the side. This is the critical part of making Turkish coffee. You can't let your coffee overboil, otherwise you've just ruined your coffee. Also, notice me turning the pot here a little bit. That does absolutely nothing for the coffee, it's just making me feel better. So if you make a coffee at home, don't do that. Or do it. Almost there. Looks like it's boiling from the sides. We just gotta watch that just a little bit longer, but make sure that the center doesn't sink in. So it should be another 7 or 8 seconds, then we'll take it off. And there we have it. So here's our Turkish coffee. Let's go ahead and pour it. Hopefully we have some of the good crema that we were building. And here's a close-up of the coffee. By the way, I gave the coffee to my wife and she drank it. She said it was delicious, so I'm inclined to believe her. Okay, so let's make the second Turkish coffee. Now keep in mind, this is my version. This is the one where I add a little bit of milk. Again, this is not an authentic version. This is just my version that I tend to like. So I'll go ahead and add the milk. Then from there, I'll add the coffee again, and then I'll stir it, just like we did last time. Notice I'm stirring this time on the countertop and not on the stove top. The reason I'm doing that is because my hand was burning last time, and so I decided to skip that step. Also because I know that you don't want to see the coffee being made on the stove top again, and also because I forgot to hit record, we're going to skip that step and we're just going to go to the completed coffee where I pour it into the cup. And like magic, here's the completed coffee. So I'll go ahead and pour that coffee into the cup. As I'm pouring though, I am noticing that this coffee has a lot better crema than the first coffee did. I wonder if it's because of the milk. I guess we'll never know. And here's a close-up of the second version of the coffee. This is the one that I drank, and I gotta tell you, it was delicious. With Turkish coffee, there is no puck for me to knock out, so I'll go ahead and show you what remains of the coffee once you've finished it, which you'll see it's a dense sludge of coffee at the bottom. That's really a good indication that you've made good coffee. Well guys, that's Turkish coffee. I hope you'll make it too. Also, thank you for watching and please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thank you.